Okay, welcome to my presentation of section 5 about smell. So, in this chapter, we explore how all olfactory cues impact consumer experiences with brand, product, and service environment. Smell has the unique ability to evoke emotions and memories, which can significantly influence brand identity and consumer decision making. So, this is the things that we're covering today. And the sense of smell, known as olfaction, is one of the most primal senses that play a vital role in shaping our experience in shopping. Fascinatingly, the sense of smell develops even before birth. By the time a baby reaches 12 weeks in the womb, it can already start perceiving various scents from the food the mother consumes. So, unlike vision, which can take years to develop fully, the sense of smell begins its crucial work in early life, creating powerful associations that will influence an individual throughout her life. So research suggests that smell intricately tied to memory and early experiences with specific scents can leave lasting impression that re-emerge later in life. This ability to link smell to memories contributes to why olfactory experiences can trigger powerful emotions from happiness to nostalgia. In fact, fragrance plays a significant role in our taste perception. It's believed that up to 80% of the taste experience comes from the sense of smell. This explains why a drink like Coca Cola or Pepsi would not taste the same if different scents weren't involved. The relationship between smell and taste is so closely intertwined that without one, the other is often significantly diminished. Scent marketing refers to the use of scientific fragrance and evoke emotions and influence consumer behaviors. Many retailers today use scent to attract and engage customers, enhance the overall shopping experience, and ultimately drive purchases. This practice is facilitated by technology such as nebulization, which disperses scent through air vents or fans in stores, malls, and restaurants. By applying ambient scents in key areas like near product shelves or high traffic zones, companies can encourage customers to stay longer, touch more product, and make more purchases. Studies have shown that ambient scent influence consumer behavior by increasing the amount of time spent in store and even boosting the likelihood of a. For example, retailers like Abercrombie and Fitch use a signature scent to enhance the brand experience in the store, ensuring customers associate the brand with specific sensory identities. Similarly, luxury hotels and spas often use calming scents such as lavender, sandalwood to promote relaxation and elevate the customer overall experiences. And smell, unlike any other senses, is processed by the brain's limbic system, which is associated with the emotions and memory. This makes scent one of the most direct and impactful sensory cues in brain identity. It's not just about creating a pleasant experience, it's about establishing a distinctive emotional connection with consumers, reinforcing the brand's value and enhancing overall customer satisfaction. The immediate effect of how a smell shows. From the moment an individual inhales a fragrance, the olfactory receptors in the nasal cavity send signals directly to the olfactory bulb in the brain. This pathway bypasses the thalamus, which processes the sensory signals, making the sense of smell one of the fastest to influence the emotional and behavioral responses. In a service environment, this is crucial because scent can create a welcoming atmosphere, encourage consumers to stay longer, or even guide them to a specific product. So, what makes the sense of smell particularly powerful in marketing is its ability to trigger memory. Certain scents, such as the smell of a familiar dish or flower, can evoke vivid memories of past experiences. This associative memory can be leveraged by brands to create lasting impressions, making scent an integral part of brand recall and loyalty. For example, if a customer associates a store with pleasant fragrance of a flower, a yellow lily flower, they're more likely to return if they like the smell and the scent subconsciously remind them of positive experiences. So moving on to the characteristic of smell, first about the logical aspect. We perceive scent through a about 5 million olfactory cells in the nasal cavity, each specialized to detect specific odors. The scent of smell can detect over a trillion scents with no transformation occurring before the signal reaches to the brain olfactory bulb, which will relay information to the cerebral cortex or identification. So the olfactory organ sits at the top of the nasal cavity, three floors. During quiet breathing, air passes the lower two, but smelling a rose directs air to the third, bringing scent molecules closer to the receptors. So fragrances contain multiple molecules, enabling humans to recognize and recall countless scent combinations, such as a summer cherry tree. So moreover, scent perception is highly individualized. Genetic differences affect how people perceive different odors, making scent an inherently personal sensory experience. For instance, what might smell pleasant to one could be unpleasant to another. Cultural factors also play a significant role in how individuals interpret and react to scent. For example, spices used in Indian cuisine might be perceived as pleasant in India, but they may be overwhelming for people from other cultures where those scents are unfamiliar. And the concept of um, trigeminal stimulation is explain the physical reaction triggered by certain smells, such as the burning sensation from ammonia or the cooling sensation from peppermint. These responses are mediated by trigeminal nerve, which also control sensations like pain and temperature. This highlights the complexity of olfactory perception. It's not just about identifying a scent, but also about how it affects our physical sensation. um, about the scent and emotional engagement. For example, ambient scenting, like the use of subtle fragrances in the background, has been shown to impact customer mood and purchase behavior. Studies have found that when customers are exposed to pleasant scent in retail store, they tend to stay longer, engage more with the products, and make more purchase. This happens because fragrances can enhance emotional engagement, making customers feel more comfortable and welcome in the environment. The welcoming scent is more likely to lead to positive feeling about the brand and stronger desire to purchase. About the scent congruence with the brand image, one crucial concept with olfactory marketing is that the scent congruence, which refers to the alignment of scent with the brand identity. For example, a luxury brand might use floral or woody scent to emphasize sophistication, while sportwear brand might choose fresh citrusy scent to convey energy and vibrancy. So, in conclusion, scent, like using overly sweet fragrances in high-end boutiques, can create a disconnect between the brand image and the customer experience, leading to a negative perception of the brand. Therefore, using scents that reflect a brand's value is essential for creating a cohesive and authentic brand experience. And many brands and service providers have incorporated scent into marketing strategy to create distinctive, memorable experiences. And scent marketing, the use of specific fragrances to enhance the customer experience, is growing rapidly. Companies nowadays utilize nebulization technology to disperse fragrances throughout their stores and service spaces, allowing them to control the intensity and distribution of the scent. For example, the aroma of fresh bread in bakeries. A classic example of scent marketing is that, and the aroma of bread is universally comforting and inviting. It triggers the desire to purchase and to eat, which is why many bakeries use it as a marketing tool. And while scent marketing has numerous benefits, it also comes with challenges. The primary advantage is its ability to create a strong emotional connection between the customers and the brand. However, there are risks in applying scent that could lead to overwhelming customers if the scent is too strong or incongruent with the brand identity. So, moving on to the psychological aspect of smell. So, the psychological experience of smell is deeply automatic and instinctive process. Unlike any other senses where an individual may have more control over their response, scent triggers have an immediate reaction. The body reacts to odors almost instinctively, which explain why we often feel compelled to approach pleasant smells or step away from unpleasant ones without consciously thinking about it first. What sets smell apart from other senses is its powerful association with memory. Scent have the ability to evoke long-lasting memory and emotions because of the way the brain processes them. The olfactory bulb, which processes scent, is directly connected to the limbic system, the part of the brain responsible for memory and emotional responses. This connection explains why scent are often linked with emotional memories. Familiar fragrance can transport an individual back in time, triggering powerful feelings and recollections from the from the past. For instance, a person might instantly recall their grandmother's home when they smell a certain floral scent, or feel nostalgic upon encountering a particular citrusy fragrance if that house is have that kind of smell before. This happens this happens because this scent bypasses rational processing and goes directly to the emotional centers of the brain, triggering a more visceral and emotional memory recall. And study has demonstrated that around 70% of participants could recall a specific scent immediately after exposure. Even a year later, 65% of participants still remember the scent. This proves that long-lasting power of scent and how deeply it imprints on long-term memory. This emotional association with scent are particularly strong because they tend to evoke the immediate emotion, such as happiness, joy, nostalgia, or even anger or fear. For instance, the smell of rain may bring relief and peace to one person, while the scent of gasoline might trigger unpleasant memory for, or even a flight response for other. This immediate connection between scent and emotion not only reinforce memory but also affect individual behavior. Positive emotion responses to certain fragrances can lead to increased comfort, satisfaction, and loyalty to particular brand or product. So, talk about the role of smell in marketing and consumer behavior. In marketing, scent is used to shape consumer emotions and behavior. Retailers and hotels employ specific aromas to create positive associations, encourage longer stays, boost purchases, and foster brand loyalty. Responses to scent are immediate. People either like, dislike, approach, or avoid them, and cannot be altered afterward. Because scent links strongly to memory, both pleasant and unpleasant smell can have a lasting effect. So positive scent will attract, while negative ones can drive customer away for a long time. So a real world application is that luxury brand would use signature scents such as lavender, vanilla, wood to convey exclusivity, refinement, and comfort, appealing to emotional need and reinforcing brand prestige. And while once I will talk about the affective response. So while once thought to be innate, sense preferences are now understood to be shaped by experience through associative learning, linking specific sense to past event like that evoke emotion. This association influence the mood and emotionally responses when the same scent or encounter again. For example, the smell of freshly cut grass may trigger nostalgia from childhood, giving it emotional value. Repeated emotional encounters with certain strengthen whether they are perceived as pleasant or unpleasant. It is the hedonic perception. For example, of the Lush cosmetic, Lush use a strong, distinctive scent in its handmade organic product, bath bombs, and candles, to evoke feelings for relaxation and indulgence tied to self-care rituals. Consistent fragrances across store reinforce these associations, making scent synonymous with pampering and self-love, deepening the emotional attachment to the brand. The second one is the Rolls Royce. Its design would be bespoke interior scent, premium leather with subtle essential oils to enhance luxury and status. Owner develop emotional bonds to these scents, recalling comfort and refinement whenever they encounter them, and they are perceived as high class scent. In these cases, show scent actively shape emotions and behavior, becoming powerful trigger for brand loyalty. Hedonic scent perception can be one of the brand's strongest tools for making lasting customer connection. And a cognitive effect of smell is that when exposed to pleasant ambient smell, people can improve their cognitive performance. This happens because pleasant smell can elevate mood, which in turn enhance mental clarity and the ability to focus on tasks. For example, studies in retail environments show that ambient scents such as lavender or vanilla can lead to increased focus and better decision making among customers. So people exposed to this scent tend to be more relaxed, which allow them to engage more thoroughly with products or services. For example, London Heathrow Airport uses a combination of citrus scent in a certain terminals. Research found that this scent made travelers feel calm and less stressed, which improved their ability to navigate through busy areas and increase their spending. The scent worked as a cognitive enhancer by improving travelers' ability to make quick decisions, enhancing their overall experience in the airport. And next to the effect, so olfactory processing is inherently slower visual perception. Yeah, slower than visual perception, meaning that when we encounter a scent, our brain takes longer to fully process and react to it. Sensory adaptation occurs when the brain becomes desensitized to continuous smell, meaning that after prolonged exposure, individual may no longer consciously notice the scent. For instance, a strong floral scent in a store may initially attract customers but loses effect if continuously applied for long hours. Implication is that scent marketing in retail often use rotating fragrances to keep customer engaged. For example, luxury fashion store might use fruity scent during the summer month and warm vanilla for the cinnamon, okay, cinnamon during the winter. This rotation helps maintain the effectiveness of the scent, ensuring that customers remain emotionally engaged with the environment while preventing olfactory adaptation. This strategy keeps the scent experience fresh and aligned, preventing customers from becoming desensitized to it. So moving on to the olfactory perception and social culture. So what is olfactory perception? Olfactory perception refers to the process by which individuals receive and interpret various olfactory cues and stimuli from this environment. Smell, like other senses, play a crucial role in how we understand and interact with the world. However, what makes olfactory perception particularly interesting is its subjectivity and its strong link to emotion, behavior, and cultural norm. For example, in Vietnam, the lotus flower is often used as symbol of purity, tranquility, and national pride. Right? Its delicate fragrance is typically used in cultural celebration, as well as personal care products like perfumes and skincare. In contrast, the smell of garlic or fish sauce or mắm tôm can evoke negative connotation in cultures not familiar with these foods. For instance, fish sauce is essentially part of Vietnamese cuisine, but generally viewed as negative by outsiders due to its pungent smell. This example showcases how deeply ingrained olfactory perceptions are in culture and how smell can be a social signifier in cultural setting. And olfactory perception is highly personal, and each individual has a unique scent identity. Sometimes, referred to as fragrance fingerprint. This identifies built over time through exposure to different scent and emotional associations with them. Unlike sight or sounds, where preferences are often shaped by external stimuli, olfactory preferences can be innate or learned, shaped by the experiences and cultural influence. The fundamental reaction to a scent is either positive or negative. This automatic response happens even before we consciously evaluate the scents, like in our head, which highlight how deeply ingrained the hedonic responses to smell are. A pleasant scent, such as floral fragrance or freshly brewed coffee, can trigger a feeling of comfort, whether unpleasant smell like decay or skunk evoke negative emotions. It is important to note that familiarity plays a key role in hedonic perception. We tend to prefer scents that are familiar to us because our brains associate them with positive, real memory and real experiences. A common explanation for why we find certain scents appealing is that familiar scents are often linked to safe, enjoyable experiences, such as family dinners, natural nature walks, or social gatherings. Now, age and sensitivity, olfactory ability changes with age, obviously, often declining from age from 15 to 20 due to both aging and factors like health and lifestyle. Older adults may experience reduced sense sensitivity from receptor and olfactory bulb decline. In retail, strong ambient scent can lower older shopper purchase intent, suggesting subtle cues work better for this group. In contrast, children, especially girls, have more acute scent perception, making fragrance crucial for brands targeting younger audiences. And for gender, women generally have stronger sense of smell than men, likely due to genetic, hormonal, and biological factors. They are better at distinguishing and identifying fragrances. And key advantages for perfume and cosmetic marketing is this. And about the hormonal influence during ovulation, women can be up to like thousand more sensitive to scent, especially if pleasant ones like vanilla or lavender. This heightened perception linked to evolutionary factors can be leveraged in scent marketing to evoke stronger positive emotion and boost engagement in this kind of occasion. And research suggests that the presence of pleasant scent can influence individual behavior in various settings. For example, when a lemon scent was introduced to a car simulator, both men and women performed better in driving tasks such as handling car and braking quickly. However, men generally outperform women when exposed to the same scent. This experience suggests that pleasant scent can enhance alertness and improve cognitive performance in tasks requiring focus, regardless or of gender. And the example is that it opens up a broader discussion on the use of olfactory stimuli in environments like driving schools or car advertisement, where scents such as fresh air or lemon could be introduced to boost alertness and attention. In fact, car manufacturers have already started implementing this idea using fragrance diffusers in their vehicles to promote focus and calmness, especially during long drives and or stressful traffic conditions. And from a marketing perspective, understanding the differences in the scent perception between men and women, as well as the cross age groups, is essential for developing effective sensory strategies. For women, products like perfumes or scented candles can be marketed with a focus on sensory indulgence, while products aimed at older consumers might be benefit from milder, less intense fragrances that do not overwhelm the sense. So, moreover, age related differences in scent preferences can be used to redefine customer segmentation strategies. Younger consumers may be drawn to bold, intense scent, while older consumers may appreciate softer, more subdued scent. Retailers can optimize the use of ambient scent marketing in their stores based on these factors, adjusting the intensity, duration, and type of scent to suit their target demographic. And moving on to the group preference. So, olfactory perception is shaped by culture as much as biology. Scents admired in one region can be unpleasant in another. For example, strong cheeses like Camembert and Roquefort are gourmet staples in Western Europe, but often viewed as spoiled food in Southeast Asia, where dairy is less common. Likewise, sandalwood holds religious significance in India, but can be overpowering for outsiders like America. Such differences push brands to adapt scent in product packaging and retail environment to avoid cultural missteps and resonate locally. Scent tied to like traditional or celebrations evoke strong emotional responses, like pine and cinnamon at Christmas in the West, saffron and jasmine during Eid or Diwali in India, and incense during Chinese Lunar New Year or kumquat blossoms in Vietnam Tết. This association can boost brand engagement during cultural event. In contrast, in a low emotional setting like offices or home, universally pleasant scent like citrus, lavender will signal freshness and cleanliness without strong cultural ties. Now, about the cultural sensitivity, digging deeper, brand can customize scent to local taste. Starbucks emphasizes coffee aroma in the US but may feature green tea or cherry blossom scents in Asia. IKEA use pine or baked bread smell in Sweden, but floral or oriental notes in the Middle Eastern stores. These adaptations deepens emotional engagement and strengthen the brand identity. And scent are often carry cultural meaning, like curry in India signifies some family heritage, while in the West it may seem very exotic and no one wants to come near you. Roasting turkey in the US symbolizes Thanksgiving, while in the Turkey it aligns with the Eid celebration. By aligning the fragrance choices with local tradition, brand can reinforce cultural identity and create stronger connection with consumers. Moving on to scent symbolism. So, scent are deeply symbolic and evoke emotional responses that are unique and personal. Many people struggle to put a label on a scent, experiencing what is called the tip of the nose phenomenon, where they can identify a scent but struggle to articulate it. Despite this challenge, we all have an inherent ability to distinguish between scent from our past and associate them with specific memory and experience. This phenomenon is closely linked to the Proust effect, named after the French writer Marcel Proust, who explored the how specific scent can trigger vivid emotional memories that transport individual back to past experience. So the marketing insight is that this memory triggering ability of scent is offering brand a significant advantage in sensory marketing. By associating their product with specific scent, brand can tap into consumer emotional memory, evoking positive emotion for nostalgia that reinforce brand loyalty. For example, Coca-Cola use of its signature scent coupled with the refreshing sound of the bottle opening link the brand with the feeling of nostalgia, youth, and happiness, making the product experience more memorable. And when it comes to scent, emotion are often the first reaction. The scent can elicit a positive or negative response almost instantaneously. This emotional connection is stronger than the memory created by other sensory stimuli, such as sight or sound. Scent have been used for centuries to evoke emotional responses. They are often referred to as secret seducer because of the ability to stir emotion, including desire, passion, and excitement. In marketing, this is particularly powerful as brands can use fragrances to influence mood, behavior, and even social interaction. One example is the scent marketing strategy used by luxury brands like Chanel, where the use of exclusive fragrances in store reinforces the image of elegance and sophistication. And unlike visual stimuli, scent work on a more subtle, unconscious level. People often do not consciously notice how scent affect them, but they influence their moods and perception profoundly. This makes scent an incredibly powerful tool for branding and consumer experience. For instance, when a product is associated with a particular fragrance, the scent becomes a symbol of the brand, deeply ingrained with the consumer emotional memory. For example, the Abercrombie and Fitch has long used scent as part of this brand identity. The store signature scent, which is often sprayed in high volumes, triggers an emotional connection that strengthens brand recognition. Even if consumers don't actively focus on the fragrance, the olfactory stimulus reinforces the brand youthful, trendy, and exclusive identity. The fragrance itself, subtle but impactful, become an invisible cue that draw customer in, influencing their mood and decision making and enhancing their overall brand experience. This strategy exemplifies how scent marketing is used to craft memorable experiences and reinforce brand identity on a subconscious level. And sensimalism also plays a significant role in cultural identity and social belonging. The body odors, fragrances, and scent are often linked to specific social group or races, which can impact how individuals identify with one another or how they perceive people from different cultural backgrounds. While body odors are genetically influenced, cultural factors and lifestyle habits like diet or perfumes also shape individual scent preferences and perceptions. So, moving on to the service environment, Sense strongly shape customer experiences in places like hotels, restaurants, retail stores, and malls. They influence emotions, triggering the comfort, happiness, or excitement, and can boost engagement. For example, adding a pleasant scent in casino increase the time customers spend at the slot machine. Scent also make intangible experiences feel more tangible, enhancing atmosphere and memorability, which encourages longer visit and higher spending. On a nature basis, scent act as chemical signals. Similarly, in marketing, fragrances like vanilla, lavender, or citrus can convey calmness, freshness, or luxury. Seasonal scents like pumpkin spice in fall, florals in pink and spring align with customer mood, building trust and familiarity. The application is that for retail, luxury brand can use subtle floral or wood designs to suggest sophistication, while in hotels, it can signature lobby scent signals like luxury, comfort, and exclusivity. And for restaurant and cafe, bread or coffee aromas foster coziness, encourage purchases, and enhance food freshness and perception. Airlines, for example, Singapore Airlines, they use a signature cabin scent to evoke calmness and premium service. The challenge is that overpowering scents can repel customers, especially those with allergies or sensitivities. Scent preferences are subjective, and prolonged exposure can cause habituation, reducing impact. To maintain effectiveness, scent must be subtle, culturally appropriate, and periodically rotated. Moving on, ambient scent are background aromas in the service spaces like hotels, stores that aren't tied to a specific product but enhance the overall atmosphere. They shape customer mood, perception, and behavior. These scents should be pervasive yet subtle. For instance, the department store may use a neutral fragrance to create welcoming feel without linking to any one product. Hotels often use scent like lavender or jasmine to evoke calmness and luxury upon entry at the lounge. Pleasant scent can encourage longer stays, higher spending, and more favorable evolution. And some businesses use signature scent as placemaker to create unique sensory identity. Miami's baby powder, citrus aroma reinforce the city's sunny image, while Apple Store use a clean scent to match their sleek minimalist brand. These markers help build emotional connection and lasting memories that actually aligns. And a challenge that uh, the same with the above, so regular adjustment would keep the scent experience fresh and effective while not driving customers away due to overpowering. Scent association describe how particular smell can trigger emotional, cognitive, and behavioral responses in customers, especially when that scent is intentionally connected to a product, brand, or space. In service environments such as boutiques, coffee shop, retail store, or such, associations play a powerful role in shaping how customers perceive the atmosphere, evaluate product, and connect with the brand identity. So first, the presence of carefully chosen scent can significantly influence shopping behavior, affecting how customers view product, how long they remain in the store, yeah, and such. Pleasant, fitting scent can stimulate curiosity, encourage variety seeking, and increase openness to purchase. For example, a scent that naturally matches a product's character, like a fresh citrus aroma for an orange squishy, for example, reinforces authenticity and make the experience feel more genuine. Retailers like the Body Shop use this principle strategically. Their stores are filled with aromas that reflect the product lines, the floral scents for lotions, fruity fragrances for bath and skincare, and creating a consistency sensory theme that strengthen brand recognition and emotional engagement. For some retail space, such as fashion boutiques or electronic stores, they do not have an inherent scent tied to their product. In this orderless environment, retailer can introduce scent to reflect their desired brand personality. A brand store may choose a light floral or musky fragrance to convey elegance, while an electronics retailer may offer a crisp, clean scent like mint to evoke modernity and precision. However, scent marketing is not always appropriate. For example, IKEA chose not to use ambient scent in some showrooms, following health guidelines that cautions against strong fragrances for sensitive customers. This underscores the importance of balancing sensory marketing with customer comfort, cultural expectation, and potential health consideration. And studies have shown that adding congruent scent to scent-free store can elevate the shopping experience too. Appropriate scent choices can subtly enhance the perception of the brand and the space. In the bookstore, the aroma of coffee can make the environment even warmer and more inviting, adding to the book smell already. And in a lingerie store, perfume can communicate intimacy and luxury. And in the kitchen appliance store, a fresh soapy scent can reinforce idea of cleanliness and functionality. The key is congruence. When scents fit the products and context, they reinforce brand message and make customers more receptive. On the other hand, mismatched scent can create confusion, weaken brand perception, and even repel visitors. Moving on to mood and behavior, so the ambient scent in service environment have been found to positively affect customer behavior and enhance their emotional state. For example, the citrus scent study demonstrate that introducing a fresh citrus friend in a small environment led to a more positive perception of this physical service environment. This result in the customer being in a better mood, which directly indirectly increase their likelihood to make purchase. And a well-established fact is that consumer behavior research is that pleasant scent has been shown to extend to the time spent in the store and increase spending. And ambient scenting have become a common technique in retail setting, and it has been proven to boost sales by making the environment more inviting and relaxing for the shopper to stay and browse. An interesting real-world example comes from the Florida Hospital Seaside Center, where scent were strategically introduced into a different hospital environment to create a calming atmosphere for patients. The hospital used scent like ocean, coconut oil, and vanilla to help patients feel at ease. In particular, vanilla was used in the fMRI use MRI room, which is often a source of anxiety for patients due to its enclosure nature. The scent of vanilla was shown to help reduce feeling of claustrophobia, illustrating the psychological power of olfactory stimuli in promoting well-being. You can look at the table there and decide what uh, exact fragrance is better for your business context. And that sample underscores how olfactory stimuli can have practical application in improving the emotional and psychological state of individuals in various service environment, even though unrelated to consumer product or retail. So next, scent symbolism refers to how specific smells connect with memories, emotions, and brand identities. As one of the strongest sensory cues, scent can instantly trigger emotion, shape perception, and influence behavior. In marketing, the right scent can symbolize a brand's value, reinforce its personality, and spark positive associations that strengthen customer loyalty. Smells has a unique direct pathway to the brand emotional centers, meaning scent can trigger powerful memories and feelings without a conscious thought. This makes them more emotionally charged than many visual or auditory cues. Pleasant fragrances can evoke warmth, freshness, or comfort, feeling that influence customer mood, brand preference, and even buying decision, often without people realizing it. Olfactory branding use scent to give a brand a distinct sensory signature. A consistent, recognizable fragrance can make a brand memorable and instantly identifiable. Uh, for example, the comfort signature lavender fragrance is more than a pleasant smell. It's an emotional anchor. It represents warmth, familiarity, and family care, connecting the scent of clean clothes with the comfort of home. Lavender's association with calmness and sense serenity mirrors comfort promise of making daily tasks more rewarding and soothing. Over time, this has built emotional loyalty and positioned comfort as a trusted household brand. And for the clear brand, Clear crisp minty aroma reinforce its brand promise for freshness, cleanliness, and confident shampoo. The scent invigorating quality not only signal product efficacy but also creates a refreshing, uplifting experience. Its consistent use across product ensure strong scent recognition, which strengthen customer trust and brand continuity. So, how does it work in marketing? First, for subconscious, the scent would influence mood and attitude without conscious awareness. And for the conscious side, customer notice and appreciate the pleasant aroma, reinforcing the perception of the brand. So when aligned with brand value, scent would make experiences more immersive, memorable, and emotionally engaging. Comfort, lavender signal cares, and clear mint signal freshness and confidence are examples. In both cases, scent transform a product into a multi-sensory brand experience. Moving on to the scent in brands and product. Olfactory stimuli in brand and product have long been strategic tool used to establish strong emotional connections with consumers and to give product a distinctive identity. This approach, often called scent manipulation, is more than just adding fragrance. It's about crafting a sensory signature that makes the brand instantly recognizable. While ambient scent in service environment influence the overall perception of a brand's atmosphere, product-specific scent are tied directly to the product itself, creating a stronger link to the consumer memory. So the product scent can play two roles. First is primary attribute is the scent is the main reason for the purchase, integral to the product's value, like shampoo, body wash. Examples include air fresheners as well, where fragrance quality is the primary appeal, and the secondary attribute is that a scent supports the brand experience, subtly reinforcing emotional connection. For example, car manufacturers often rely on new car smell to trigger feelings of excitement and prestige. By using scent in most way, brand can deepen emotional bonds, stand out from competitions, and create experiences that consumers remember long after the purchase. And about the scent in advertising, marketers increasingly recognize that smell can evoke powerful emotions, awaken memories, and influence how consumers perceive a brand. This had led to the rise of scent-based advertising, where olfactory cues are paired with visual and sometimes tactile elements to create a richer multi-sensory campaigns. Common approaches include scented media, like newspaper, magazine, or billboard infused with a relevant fragrance, or maybe the scratch and sniff element, like the direct scent sampling and connected to the product being promoted, or the environmental diffusion, like releasing scent in a target spaces to trigger brand association. The aim is to make advertisement not just seen but experienced. A case study is with Starbucks. Starbucks partner with Omni Hotel in the US to promote the blueberry muffin through the scented tag in USA Today's newspaper. The aroma of fresh muffin was released into the richer environments, prompting the immediate craving and driving customer to nearby store. This worked because the scent was pleasantly and directly linked to the advertised product, and the context, like the morning news, the hotel guests being distributed with the paper and the breakfast time, where people read papers, magazines a lot, would reinforce the appeal, and the intensity was subtle enough to invite curiosity, not overwhelm. In contrast, a San Francisco bus stop campaign infused the air with the scent of cookies and milk to trigger taste memories. But instead of delighting commuters, the overpowering smell caused discomfort and even irritation. This backfired because the scent was too intense for an enclosed public space and didn't match the environment expectation. People don't expect to smell milk at a bus stop. So that is why context matter in scent marketing. A mixed match, whether in scent choice, location, or intensity, can confuse consumers or even repel them. So take an example of gội đầu dưỡng sinh, a traditional Vietnamese hair washing service using herbal scents like lemongrass, mint, rosemary, lotus as part of its brand identity. These fragrances associate with natural wellness and relaxation, enhance the service atmosphere, and align with the brand's value of authenticity and holistic care. And through associative learning, customers link this scent to feeling of comfort, self-care, and traditional healing, strengthening brand loyalty and positive product evaluation. Although scent is secondary product attribute, because the main service being the hair treatment, it also plays a key role in emotional engagement, memory retention, and overall service perception. This strategy works because the scent is congruent with the brand identity, consistent across experiences, and memorable. Now, about the scent in service environment, olfactory stimuli play a unique role in compared to product scent because the service themselves are intangible. So service company would face the challenge of making the offerings more concrete and tangible for customers. Applying scent in service settings such as hotels, restaurants, blah blah, is one way to achieve this. By introducing ambient scent in physical service environment, companies aim to influence the customer perception, emotion, and behaviors in positive way, enhancing overall customer experiences and aligning the sensory environment with the brand identity. The key factors for implementing scent strategies in service are the presence or absence of the scent. The first consideration is whether the scent should be present at all in the environment. So, some service environments, such as fashion store or electronic shops, may not benefit from scent applications, as the product focus on visual and tactile. However, for service that are linked to comfort, well-being, and luxury, the hotel, spa, for example, the present pleasant ambient scent can significantly enhance the customer experience. The next factors is pleasantness or unpleasantness of scent. So it is paramount. Pleasant scent can positively influence customer emotion, make them spend more or associate the brand with positive experience. And conversely, unpleasant scent can drive customers away. Now, the third factor is either is fit with the service. The scent used in the service environment, as I said in the đầu dưỡng sinh before, must be congruent with the service being provided. For example, the spa might use lavender or eucalyptus to reinforce the message of relaxation and healing. The final factor is memory and emotional connection. So scents have a unique ability to evoke memories and create emotional association, right? So the link between scent and memory is a powerful tool for service companies, and a scent can become synonymous with the brand and the emotion it evokes. For example, a distinct scent used in a hotel can become associated with luxury and comfort that is exclusive to that hotel only, making future visits feel familiar and reassuring. And scents strongly influence mood and behavior because they are closely linked to emotion and memories. Pleasant aromas like baby powder or perfume can evoke comfort, happiness, and relaxation, while the unpleasant odors would perform otherwise. Mood affect how people think and act, so positive mood often enhance creativity, problem solving, productivity, and willingness to help others. And research shows that introducing pleasant ambient scent in service setting can improve the customer interaction, teamwork, and overall experience. So by shaping mood, scent become a powerful tool for influencing both emotional responses and behavioral outcomes, making them vital in service marketing and consumer engagement. Now, moving on to scent symbolism, it is an integral part of sensory marketing, where companies leverage specific scent to create a unique, memorable brand identity. The strategic use of scent allows brand to establish emotional connection with consumers, distinguishing them in a competitive market. Unlike other sensory stimuli, scent can evoke deep emotional responses, right? So it can have also lasting memories. So scent play a pivotal role in shaping how a brand is perceived by customers. So in marketing, scent are used to symbolize a brand identity, creating association with specific values, moods, and experiences. Not like visual or auditory cues, sent or processed directly by the limbic system, the part of brain responsible for emotion and memory. So this is a huge advantage for a direct pathway to help scent form a strong emotional connection with consumer. And researcher has shown that scent symbolism is most effective when the fragrance align with the brand's core. It's about conclusions again, and the challenge it does. While the concept of scent symbolism is powerful, it poses several challenges. One of the main difficulties is establishing a distinct olfactory identity that is both memorable and consistent with the brand. The abstract nature of scent requires company to invest in creating a scent that is not only pleasant but also emotionally resonant and identifiable with the brand, and this is very tricky. And moreover, scent branding is complicated by the subjectivity of olfactory perception. As a result, company must be meticulous in selecting scent that are likely to be positively received by the target audience while avoiding scent that may evoke negative associations. And that is also the end of this chapter. This is the summary of the chapter. What are they covers? And we will end this with the case study analysis of Singapore Airlines, Stephen Floridian Waters. The context is that Singapore Airlines has long been recognized as leaders in the aviation industry, renowned for high quality service, innovation, and committed to customer experience. One of the defining features of the airline service is the attention to sensory marketing, particularly through the use of scent. In 2005, they introduced Stephen Floridian Waters, a custom fragrance designed to complement its brand and elevate the in-flight experience. This scent became a key part of the company's branding and further solidifying uh, the airline image as a luxurious high-end airline. And the fragrance, it is a blend of citrus, lavender, and rose, was chosen for its calming and refreshing properties, aligning with the airline emphasis on control, comfort, luxury, and hospitality. The scent was strategically introduced into various touchpoints of the customer journey, on flight attendant uniform, in the cabin, in hotels, and throughout the entire fleet. Over time, this became synonymous with the airline, reinforcing the brand identity and emotional connection with customers. And that is the end. Thank you for listening.